The book is really good. You've described it as being like the Bible. You can pick it up and just read it. I'm not sure a lot of people will agree, but I get what you mean because you can.
I'm just saying you should put it by your bed, on the nightstand and read a few passages each night because.
But it's basically your commentaries from the last 20 years, re-edited and kind of reimagined.
I wanted to. People kept saying to me, these editorials you do at the end of the show, and it is what I worked the hardest on.
They really hold up.
They really do. I appreciate you saying that, but it is true. I went through them. No, look, not all of them do or did, and that's why I spent all those months when we were on strike going through all of them, picked the creme de la creme.
Right. I got to say, I was skeptical when I hear it's like, 20 years of stuff. Yeah. But it's really, it's all.
When you have 20 years of stuff, you can be very choosy and just take the real great stuff and put it together. I put it in chapters and made it make sense by topic. And, it is kind of like an encyclopedia of every gosh darn good thing I ever said.
Trump seems to hate you.
I cannot blame him.
He sued you early on.
He sued me in 2013, yes, about the orangutan thing, which was a ridiculous lawsuit. People think it was some sort of...
You said something like...
Well, they think it's a defamation. It was not a defamation lawsuit. It was way stupider than that. And Michael Cohen was the one who delivered the letter. But he was offering Obama $5 million.
For the
No, actually, to produce his college records. Because he's a racist and he thinks it's suspicious a black man went to college, apparently. Okay, so I offered him $5 million if he could prove he was not the son of an orangutan, because we showed the picture of an orange-haired orangutan, and the coloring is exactly alike. Mm-hmm. It does look like they're related. But of course they couldn't be. But he came into court and demanded the $5 million because he produced his birth certificate proving he was not, in fact.
And Michael Cohen is the one who delivered.
Well, he wasn't the lawyer on the letter, but the letter is hysterical. That my client is not the son of... Like, really?
Can you believe that this is it seems like it's going to be the only trial that will go before the election?
Well, I've been moaning and railing about that on my show because I tore Merrick Garland a new one a couple of weeks ago because I think the Democrats blew it, as they always do with this kind of stuff, because they've had 4 years. What was all the delay about? Why are we coming to the end? Of course they're going to try to run out the clock, and they did. And so if this is the only one, the one they probably shouldn't have brought anyway, or if they did, it was really a election law violation trial that should have been tried nationally on a federal level, and it wound up to be falsifying business records on the state level. So it's already in the wrong court. And why didn't Garland bring this earlier federally? Or why aren't any of these being wrapped up in 4 years? It's just so ridiculous.
You write in the book about how you did this documentary, Religulous, and that you'd say in the book that atheists often come up to you and say that they become atheists after seeing this, but that no supporter of Trump comes up to you, has ever come up to you and said, I'm off the Trump train because of what you said.
Or vice versa. I cannot change people. This is why, I really feel like one of the themes of the book is, and in my show all the time, I'm just saying, you can hate Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country, okay? And look, no one was harder on Trump or will be harder on Trump, and I think I was out front on predicting he was not going to leave office. But you can't change people's minds like that. Sometimes they just like a guy, and I also concede that there are so much goofiness also on the left, right, that I do understand why people go, yeah, Trump is crazy and we don't really like him, but you know what? What you're selling scares me even more. And that's what people, I think, have to understand, is to see both those sides.
What's interesting to me is you are very much, and you've talked about this on your show, you call yourself a normie, and you see yourself as in the middle.
I do.
But it's interesting because the right quotes you when you say stuff that's anti-woke.
Of course.
And the left, decries you, and then the left likes you when you say something bad about Trump.
And this is one of our big problems, is that we're all in our bubbles. We are all in our media bubbles, and so many people just want to hear coming back to them what they already believe in an echo chamber.
Most America is in the center, but you don't see that in the media.
Right. This absolutely pertains to this network. This network is trying to establish now, I think, again, that we are the center, where you can be of either side. And of course, that was very hard to maintain during Trump's presidency because he does things that are so out of the realm. They are not normal. And so when you criticize him, you sound like you're on the left. It's a very hard thing to find. But that's what I am always trying to find, that place. And it's not that we're ever going to be agreeing on things. It's just that we can't hate each other. I am tired of the hate.
Yeah.
I don't want to hate half this country, and I don't hate half this country.
Yeah. We're back with Bill Maher, and we left off talking about the polarization currently in America. In his new book, he writes, and I quote, "Would anyone ride the New York City subway wearing a MAGA hat? Would anyone go to NASCAR race in a Biden t-shirt while they chant F Joe Biden?" That's where we are now, where other parts of the country are seen as scary no-go zones. Bill went on to say, America is like a prison now where the inmates think they need to join one of the gangs to survive, and we dare not walk on the wrong side of the yard. Bill Maher is back. It is, I mean, the polarization is so real and very, how does that change? I mean, you look back, like in the 70s, America was very polarized. There was political bombings, so I don't know if it's the same level or just a different form.
Well, I think the difference is, well, Fox News came along in the 90s. That changed everything. And then MSNBC obviously became a mirror of that in a way. I mean, I think they're much more realistic about what they talk about, and I usually agree with them more. But the same thing is that you're only giving one side of the story. What frustrates me the most about the media is that, like, whatever I hear, I don't fully trust. It's not that I don't believe what you're saying, but I don't think you're giving me the whole story. And before, if we go even further back than that, I think even before social media, people just did not used to talk about politics 24/7 to everyone they ever met. First of all, you weren't in touch with everyone you ever met, but you are on Facebook now. So Facebook became a place where you're arguing with your 8th grade lab partner about about ivermectin or something, so everybody's ginned up all the time. And so there's this level of hate. I mean, that you were quoting from that last chapter, which is called Divorce, and there are lots of people who talk about this. Divorce, America should get a divorce, or maybe we should separate into different states. First of all, it's not possible. Second of all, it's not desirable. Our strength was always, I thought, that our diversity, that we are different. And I'm always preaching to people, not everyone's like you. Get over yourself. People grow up in different parts of the country with very different values, and you can't own them or destroy them, and they're not going anywhere. They're not self-deporting. You can win every election. Half the country, the losers, are still going to be here, and they can't have them seething. We're always seething about each other.
It does seem like many folks, I don't know if it's many, but certainly the loudest folks who get into Congress run on not necessarily to make deals and to actually get stuff done. It's to own the libs or own the Trumpians, and it's not necessarily about. I mean, any kind of moderation is a nasty word. Any kind of making an actual deal.
I mean, to me, you're presenting more of a false equivalency on this issue than I would. The Democrats in Congress, I certainly don't agree with all of them, and there are some that are way out there. I won't say any names, the squad, that, I don't agree with on a lot of stuff. But they're generally still a sane party of our type of government, our parliament, if you will. The Republican
Party is unrecognizable from what it
especially
was.
the Congress people.
Right.
They're just there to do performative nonsense. They're there to, burnish their credentials to get a show on Fox News or something.
The border deal
example. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and just real mental midgets they are not interested in legislation. They don't know how it works. They're not really interested in improving the country. They are just interested, as you said, in owning the libs, making the liberals cry their tears, and getting revenge. And also they're cultists. They're natural-born cultists. I was saying this on my show Friday night, and somebody objected, but it's true. I'm sorry. The old line was always Democrats fall in love, Republicans fall in line. And they always did. They fall in line behind their candidate. And now they found a candidate who is a cult leader. So that quality of falling in line, very dangerous now, because it's sort of in their nature.
Well, I mean, you pointed this out the other day. I was obsessed with this the other day in court. and I saw it on your show on Friday. You have to dress identical now to Trump. I mean, that's just the weirdest thing to me. It's just the most clear. It's the clearest representation of just the ridiculousness. They're all wearing these red ties. I mean, there was a shot outside the courtroom. Literally, they're all wearing the same thing.
Always a good sign when the right-wing party starts wearing a uniform, huh? I mean, that's like, I have been using this phrase, slow-moving coup, since before Trump was elected the first time. Before he even got elected, I said, this is a slow-moving coup. And this is just, I watch these dominoes fall one by one, the signs of a country that is moving into a different realm. And it's happened in many other countries. Famously, Rome was a republic, and then it was a dictatorship under Julius Caesar. And I see this American Caesar slowly taking us down this road. That's the first thing I thought when I saw the red tie and the same, they're wearing the Trump uniform, that this is another Rubicon we're crossing.